9:05 a.m. It's Friday. Oh, you want me to say Central Time? Well, that is to say that everybody should be well on their way with their chores. Can you see my eye twitching? Should be well along their way because since everyone thinks they're special snowflakes, that means that personally, there is a professional investment. Your personal life is professional. So there are personal, professional hours, and that time has begun now. I'm out of laundry detergent. Still trying to clean up. Feeling a little nauseous, broke into a new bag of coffee. I took the More Labs shot yesterday. It's okay, but it's more like, an electrolyte thing than it isn't. I want more. I need more. More out of what I'm looking for. And it's hard to explain the depth that I feel is missing. Electrolytes are great, but I want more. So I'm still unwell. I've been reflecting on my coping mechanisms over the years. And I just think it's so funny because I used to rant. I used to vent to people. I would bitch about my mommy mostly, like 80% of the time. I used to go out drinking a lot, I used to see therapists. I did see therapists. But I just think, there's something about the way that I was I was in the trenches, man, and I didn't get the feeling that other people understood that. There was a few times when things were escalated, but it didn't conclude to the degree that it was escalated. And so I usually just forgot about it. But I did, I did try to communicate. And that's the difference, I think, between having a monologue or a dialogue in your head and, as poignant as it may be, there's something so, I don't know, overlooked about the fact that, like, I was out there, like, bitching about my stepdad and, like, hating my life. Lo and behold, he is a problem. Guess what? Surprise, surprise. And yeah, I do know that. You know, it's just like, I'm not trying to get into a, you know, predator versus alien. Like, I'm just saying, like, I was literally, you know, like, to share a bed, you know, he'd be asked to, like, do something, like turn over the laundry or something, and it's like, he swears he does it because he swears that Persephone says that he did it, and it's like, my name's Dylan, and he's like, you know, like, shit like that, man. I do remember a few times that he wanted to talk about Persephone. But he goes, like, real, like blackout. Like, he's not drunk or whatever, but, like, when he says something like that, he completely disassociates and detaches. But he will take full accountability for whatever it is. So he'll be like, yeah, she got it. Like, he was the reason for it. But then he's standing right in front of me, and I'm like, okay, so can I have that $5? He's like, I'm not giving you $5. And it's like, bro, we were literally just talking about this, that you said that you do. And he'll like skirt, like backpedal, like swerve, and not making no sense. And, you know, it's like, for me to be living in fear because of someone who is so nonsensical, you know, like, we don't have the same priorities. And I was never concerned with, like, talking crazy or, like, it was just so hand to mouth, you know, it was so, like, right in front of me. Like, it was not something that I dreamt of solving a problem over there or, you know, whatever. I was just, like, literally arguing every single day, just, like, always in a bad mood. It was just day in and day out of just them smiling in my face and me just absolutely hating my life. Seriously. It's so funny because, like, now that we're, you know, in a slightly different position, I got a driver's license with this address, regardless what they say, you know, it's like, I always did, you know, but it's like hard for them to understand how just because they have a driver's license doesn't mean that mine is. Just because they also have a driver's license with their address on it doesn't make mine less valid. Not that they do here, but when we lived together. And so, you know, things are somewhat different in that you know, I do try to take responsibility for things here versus where as a child or as a kid, as a teenager, I was prevented from taking responsibility because they, you know, they would say, it's my house, you have to do it my way, you know. But they still do, you know, they show up and have their way with it, you know, and I don't get to comment. But it is different because I still hate them just as much as I ever did. And for so many good reasons. It's unbelievable. And he thinks because he has off-site jobs or, you know, whatever sort of remote work or something, that the problems, you know, are alleviated or unburdened as he moves about, but it isn't. That is a problem. And also the like blackout, like I didn't say that. Or like the, what do you call whiteout, when he's like, Persephone says that blah 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 blah, and it's like, what? Like, where is this coming from? Like, you're not a devout person. You're not reverent. Like, what are you, I'm shaking. I'm shaking. I can't even. Anyways, so he does both. He like black out and like says that he did something that he didn't. He white out and says that he did something that he didn't. And it's just fucking obnoxious. You know, like, for as much as I was bitching about mommy 80% of the time, I blamed her for him. So many charming memories, like when they got engaged and I threw a fit at the party, and like just so many things where I've been like, where I've protested, you know, like it's just so funny, you know. Like my sisters wore white to the wedding, I wore yellow. Like stuff like that. Like it's just so funny, man, because I did object. I really did. But but yeah, I mean, anyways, it's just like, it's hard unless you were personally invested, you know, and people try to act like, well, what's your freaking problem? And they're always chiding me. And it's like, no, I have tried to stand up for what I thought was right. I have tried to ask for help. I was just, did I go to a friend's house and call the police one time or 2 times or 3 times? Like, bruh. And like, it's just cracking me up because like the way that they handle it too, because I'm thinking about it, and it's like, that's personal. Like, it was so professional. That's why. It was like, wow, you guys are like, you get me. I did endanger you. And you know what? And it's like, so crazy. You guys are the best. Okay, I can't stop twitching, so I'm gonna go maybe chug a beer, because that's what this is what this is about, actually. Get your chores done, you get to have a beer. On me. We got 1664. We got a Kronenberg in the fridge right now. It's from France. I got some German beer. They're calling it King something. I'm literally twitching. Something German. It was the other one. I got 3 different kinds of lagers. And bro, I'm having flashbacks. Like, it tastes exactly the same as I remember it. It really does. I don't even like that kind of stuff. I wanted to drink a sour because it like, we said it like punches you in the mouth because it's actually it's so salty. But there's sour ones too, or like vinegary ones. I got in on that because I don't like the taste of it. I don't know. I find it hard. It's not like it's that bad, but it's just like, I take forever. Like when I was a kid, I'd hold a beer for 4 hours. There'd be like this much in it at the bottom, like warm, you know, and I would just like still hold it because it was just like so difficult for me to get down. It's so ridiculous, so funny. So don't worry about me being an alcoholic. I just got a bunch of beer that I don't like. And I'm punishing myself for doing my chores by trying to finish a beer. And that's rock and roll, baby. So anyways, yeah, I mean, I feel like a criminal, but that's because I've literally lived with them my whole life. And it's okay because they black out and they white out all the time. So only 50% dangerous to say this, because the other 50% of the time, they are crazy people. Fingers crossed. Okay, bye.